which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you and welcome. Item 3, any citizen desiring to be heard. Hearing none. Item 4, consideration of possible action on approving minutes on April 14th and 17th, 2023.
So moved.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, the motion carries. Item 5, consideration of possible action on bid 2023-23 ductless heat and air mini splits tabled from April 14th, 2023.
So we received 2 bids. We only had 2 qualified vendors. There was a mandatory pre-bid conference. Integrated and Brothers and Sons were the only 2 vendors. I'm not sure. There is a massive difference in these 2 bids. And I'm not quite sure specifically why. Integrated bid 2 outdoor units with 4 indoor units. Brothers and Sons bid 4 outdoor units, or 4 units and 7 heads is what they've said. One of the things I will tell you is at the pre-bid, with both vendors present, we were walking through and I specifically required that they would not be ceiling mounted heads, that we needed the wall mount heads. Brothers and Sons bid ceilings, not walls, so I'm not sure if that's part of their huge price difference or not. There is a little difference in the warranty. Brothers and Sons bidded at a 5-year, Integrated has a 7-year warranty on the compressor, 1-year parts and labor. They did call me, Brothers and Sons did, about the warranty requirements that I put in the bid specs, that they couldn't meet that because the manufacturers, which was fine. However, we do get a longer one with the Lennox product than we do with the LG on the compressors. So, not knowing enough, it's for my office and the treasurer's office. I would say the low bid at $39,976.98 is the bid submitted by Integrated. $91,359.33 is the bid submitted by Brothers and Sons. So I would recommend, with that kind of desk, and I can't figure out why there's $60,000 difference, that we go with a low bid.
So the BTUs and all that the same?
Yeah, let me get over to so we don't, it wasn't necessarily a BTU as it was a SEER rating requirement to get the most efficient. And I'm trying to remember. The SEER rating on the Lennox from Integrated is 23. The SEER rating on the LGs from Brothers and Sons was 21.5. So the Lennox unit had more efficiency than the LG units.
I'll make a motion that we go with the lowest bid.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
I believe, since I was recently employed, and it could appear to be a conflict of interest, I think I'm going to abstain on this vote. But there is no conflict. That's not who I am. That's not who Mark is.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's a good guy, a good company, and low bid. So, any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?
Abstain.
The motion carries. Item 6, consideration and possible action on a resolution approving grant application to Oklahoma Conservation Commission unpaved road program in the amount of $50,000 for District 1. I will move that we approve.
I'll second.
Any further discussion?
You know what this is? Okay. Well, the deadline was today, they've extended it, but I wanted to make sure I get it in so I could fax it in to them at the deadline, but like I said, they've extended it. And basically, they're giving us $50,000 to take care of some drainage issues. That's $50,000 worth of gravel that we don't have to
I'll
pay for.
print your name there, because this was where you needed to print, you signed, so I'll just reverse it. And it's fine. This only required approval by the chair, but y'all can look at it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, the motion carries. Item 7, consideration of possible action on approving the county 5-year CIRB plan.
Mark, you had me put that back on, but I don't have an actual,
You didn't print it, I didn't print it either.
well,
Well, was you wanting to change it or just?
are we gonna just run with what she showed in her email?
That's what I thought. I don't have any project ready to put on there.
Right.
So I just figured we would validate what was already
Okay.
on there.
And we could amend it later if we need to. So just off the top, because I didn't know if you were coming back when you gave me that item with something. So the existing plan has completion of Luther, which is set for let in October. I-35, or not I-35, 2 bridges, one in District 1 and one in District 3. And
For their transportation year, they have to have this so they can move forward in their planning, in statewide planning. And we're one of those own holdouts at this point.
I mean, we've approved it once,
But I think that was in the last transportation year.
right, so we just need to resubmit, and then
No.
you can amend it down the road.
Yeah, it can be amended once the new
Okay.
commissioner's in.
Okay.
but as you brought up earlier, I mean, I don't think that the Luther Road, I mean, I don't think that was the best project we picked out. But, you know, we're in it so deep, I'd hate to have to pay that money back. So I'll move that we approve as we have it.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the motion carries.
I was hoping on item 7 to get back into CED and just be part of theirs, but we haven't yet, so.
Right. Item 8, consideration and possible action on detention transportation claims.
I'll make a motion, we approve the detention transportation.
I'll second.
Just for the record, the amount, one of them is $463.10, the other one is $643.29. So I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
That bull, that's not part of the claim, is it?
No, no, sir. No, this is an adult bull.
This is the state paying him back for moving the juveniles around.
I'm just teasing him.
We've been doing a lot of that.
Item 9, consideration of possible action on agreement with the U.S. Fleet Tracking to provide services to the Sheriff's Office. Damon, you want to speak on this?
Sure, I'd be happy to. When I came here, we had U.S. Fleet Tracking. We had found another vendor that was a little cheaper. We thought would do the same thing. We tried it, didn't work. So we're going back to U.S. Fleet. U.S. Fleet is basically a GPS tracking system, tracks all of our mobile assets, and it's a huge benefit to us.
I'll make a motion.
And just to clarify, on this, there's 2 agreements here. One is for May and June, so just for the rest of this fiscal year. The next agreement is for the full year for the next fiscal year.
So to finish out this year, $790.
No, sir. So this $798 is just the startup fee, okay? The cost is $998 per month
Dang.
for 40 trackers. This is for the next fiscal year, just reflecting for the fiscal year, it'll be the $988 per month.
This is what you'd like, Sheriff?
Yes, sir.
So, Mark, did you make a motion on that?
Yeah, I did.
And I'll second.
All right, got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, the motion carries. So it tracks your vehicles, David?
Yes, sir.
Item 10, consideration of possible action on acknowledging receipt of notice of tort claim from Roy Moraz.
So he filed the first one, which is he hit a pothole and wants the tire replaced. And then he came out the next day and said, oh, I just noticed I have another tire. So he's filed two on two separate tires.
Well, I'll make a motion that we acknowledge the receipt of the tort claim and send it down to SIG.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, the motion carries. Item 11, consideration of possible action on acknowledging the receipt of notice. Wrong one. Consideration of possible action on the notice of receipt of resignation of Amanda Bell for the Logan County Free Fair Board of Trustees representing Logan County District 3. I assume you received it?
I've received notice. It's not been in a printable form for me yet. There's some little bug. I'm trying to get printed notice, but she has submitted her resignation.
I will move we acknowledge.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, the motion carries.
Now does District 3 have to hold another election?
I think we appoint from this point.
Statute on that says a vacancy is filled by an appointment of this board. And that term, the term that she's in is till 25.
Item 12.
None on 12 and 13.
Item 14, consideration and possible action on permanent road crossing permits. This is in my territory up there. I'll move we approve.
I'll second.
Is that really Highway 71? Or is that just?
No, it's maybe County Road 71.
You moved and he seconded?
Yep.
Yeah, motion and second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, the motion carries. Item 15, consideration and possible action on temporary road crossing permits. They got all their stuff done like they should, got permission from the landowner, so I move that we approve.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, the motion carries. You'll sign all these?
Yep,
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
So I guess they'll be fracking this well before long, so hang on. I might have to start shaking things.
motion?
I think we done voted on
Mhm.
that. Item 16, consideration and possible action on consent agenda items.
Payroll claims.
No signature on these.
You have to worry about it.
Skip it. Feels thick.
Governor signed that, didn't
Not the last I checked.
he? It's 5 days, but
He's gotten a little,
You might check if it's been vetoed.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, it's been a little contentious down there.
if his author was against whatever school plan he had, don't look like it's gonna matter. I think he did sign, I know, I think it went to him at least,
Yeah.
upping the punishment.
I looked at
assaulting
that.
him.
Yeah, I looked at the list. I didn't see, because I get those emails. I look at those. I didn't see. You did veto the one about county taxpayers paying for continuing ed of some sort.
Yeah,
Of
yeah, they
county
talked
government.
about that,
Yeah.
you know, after the meeting.
Yeah. I think I might not be vetoed.
Blankets,
That was a reimbursement is how Tulsa County's been doing that.
Yeah.
The employee goes and gets higher ed,
yes.
and I think there it was up to
Election board claim.
1,500.
Yeah.
Alcoholic beverage tax.
21.3?
Mhm. Yeah.
I think you looked at this.
No, I didn't. Troy doesn't allow that.
21.4.
Oh,
Hey, it better be under than over, like on the prices, right?
that's right.
How many months is that
I'm
behind?
walking on the stage too.
I think it works like our sales tax, so because we're doing it now, well, no, this one would be different. That would have been probably collections from March.
So 21.4, 22.75.
What did Meridian get? 56, 55,
What are you gonna guess?
$56, $54?
$19.81.
Not to cut back in Meridian.
That will conclude consent agenda.
There's a steel out there, you can buy it tax-free, so. I'll make a motion, we approve the consent agenda.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the motion carries. Item 17, consideration and possible action on financial payment for April 2023. Dang, it's all one. Are you kidding me?
Well, you're just like an old hand at this, aren't you?
I was doing a good job out there. Didn't see one over on District 2.
Show off. Set the bar high.
Yeah. Entertain a motion on the claims.
I'll make a motion, we approve claims.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the motion carries. 18, consideration of possible action on purchase card payment for April 2023. comments, announcements, questions by the Board of County Commissioner or other county officer or department heads? Stephen?
I have nothing.
Scott?
Have nothing, sir.
Damon?
I'd like to say that I sincerely appreciate the partnership that we have as the sheriff's office with all the county commissioners. Anytime we call on you guys for something, you're always there, Johnny, on the spot. I know last night we kept you guys out pretty late. Just know that doesn't go unnoticed, and sincerely appreciate it.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Damon. Troy, got anything?
Just to let y'all know that the new front doors have been installed and are completely functional and working on the courthouse. It is a massive improvement to what we had. The next step on that is I am getting quotes to do the wood repairs to the side lights. We've got a lot of rotten spots. Wanted to get the doors in, and first they had to take some trim out and that kind of thing. So now we're trying to get some quotes on doing those repairs on that.
All right, thank you. Mark?
Down at the ACO meeting, during the sixth sit part, Dusty Birdsong put on a presentation, and he's sending it out. He didn't think Logan counties had been sent out yet on evaluating the county's property. And he said you'll find what they think is the value, what the county has as value, and some of them are going to be zeros that the county didn't even know they owned property. If you choose to stay with the value that you want, that's all they're going to cover in a catastrophic event if their value's a lot more. If you put zero down, that's your coverage going to be. And there's probably, since there's so much loss going on, not just here, but I take it nationwide, they're probably going to raise the rates on almost everybody.
Their appraisers were out here a couple months ago, and they went to Stephen escorted them around the county so they could see all the buildings and the properties to determine their valuations.
There should be a form coming that'll have some yellow and white, and probably need that.
That also reminds me, just as FYI, the repairs for the water damages at the health department and OSU, they've gotten started on that. The contractor thought there was a possibility they'd have it finished by the end of this week. If not, it'll be probably by mid next week. So hopefully we can have that all wrapped and finally have all that fixed.
Well, my memory is we had all the buildings we owned on there.
Actually, when they reached out to me to get a list in preparing for all this, and then they sent me what they had, they actually still had some buildings that we had sold. So I went through and tried to identify what we no longer have. As far as I know, unless there's just something that we should be good.
That's coming. We already kind of discussed those bills. So I don't have anything more.
Zach?
I don't have anything.
The only thing I have is we did receive back the exit audit for District 2. It was a really good audit. I mean, the inventory's off of 2 or 3 bridge boards, and the price of the rock with the bid change, was a little difference. But it was a really good exit audit, and it looked good.
That was a bill that was being heard. I don't know how far it went, but changing what we need to keep inventory on, upping that dollar amount, I think, to 1,000.
It's gonna fluctuate. So what happened is they increased the inventory from $500 to $2,500 to actually have something on inventory, but they didn't go back in and change the part of the statute of where you have to remove it when you dispose, the level required there. I don't know why 1,000 when it's inventoriable at 2,500 now. So I have a feeling this is something that's going to get retweaked in the next. However, I will tell you, SA&I's advice was not to just run in and do massive resolutions to remove everything that was $500, just as it's, the life ends and you get rid of it in whatever manner, do it that way. but the, inventory value is now 2,500.
So on the exit audit, I think there was all 3 boards, so you guys doing a good job.
Appreciate it.
I'm sure someone come and got some boards and forgot to tell the office, so it's a really good audit. So that's all I have. Anybody else? Item 20, consideration of possible action on adjournment.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned.